I'm Novamix, but my friends, they just call me Nova. I've spent a lifetime in tech, whether it's breaking down complex systems, solving problems with code, or just diving into new platforms to understand how they tick. I've always been fascinated by the intricacies of technology, and when I found meme coin trading rather, it was like the wild west of everything. I love it. High-speed markets, game theory, unpredictable chaos, technical analysis, the whole 9 yards. Over the past few months, I've been deep in the trenches, learning how to trade smarter, avoid scammy rugs, and to better understand the Solana blockchain. I'm constantly exploring strategies, reading charts, analyzing dev behavior, and figuring out ways to outsmart the noise. If you're into trading meme coins or want to start doing it smarter, I highly recommend using Axiom DEX. It gives the powerful tools like automated limit orders that can literally save or make your bag. Use my affiliate link in the description. You'll get 10% off your trading fees, and it helps support the channel so I can keep putting out more content like this and helping you understand the trenches. So, you're trading meme coins. Then you need to understand limit orders on Axiom. Let's break down the 3 most powerful ones I use every day when I'm trading. It's take profit, stop loss, and the new one, buy on dev sell. Take profit limit orders let you automatically sell your meme coin when it hits a target price. Instead of manually watching the chart, Axiom does the work for you most of the time. Now, why is this important? Meme coins move extremely fast, and if you blink or you look away, you check your other screen or you look at your phone, your profits could vanish in an instant. Take profit orders help you lock in your gains. So it's very important to use them, out of my opinion. And in Axiom, you would pretty much just open a chart, and then you would go over here on the right hand side, and there's something called advanced trading strategy, and you would make sure that you enable this, and then you would go to add, take profit, and then you just put the amount in here that you want as far as like a profit percentage and how much of your holdings you're willing to sell to take that profit. So typically I do everything at 100%. I want to be in, I want to be out. And when I do this, it's going to take the profit at 22% and it's going to sell 100% of my holdings. Now, on the left-hand side, when you activate your instant trades, which you can do so by clicking this button down here, when you activate your instant trades, you want to make sure you check this box that says advanced trading strategies, and it enables the advanced trading strategy from the right-hand side that you already configured. Now, when you buy into a coin, it'll automatically create a take profit limit order. You'll see it appear up here, and a stop loss profit limit order that you'll see appear underneath. And pretty much what that does is if this hits either one of those lines, it executes that trade. So I will show you kind of what it looks like here in just a second. And this was for demonstrational purposes only, so I'm definitely not trying to make money on this coin or anything along those lines. I just kind of want to show you what it kind of looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to buy this little dip right here. And you're going to see that it's creating the limit orders. You'll see it says sell below. This right here is your your stop loss. This is your take profit. So if this line, if this ticker gets up to here, it's going to execute your take profit trades. If it drops down here, it's going to execute your stop loss, so you don't lose too much. You can set that at pretty much anything. You want to try to make sure you have enough buffer room though. That way, if you can expect a dip and not lose, but if it hits this stop loss, you're going to lose on that dip. Now, some people also are curious, well, how do you get rid of these? Well, it's real simple. You can hit cancel here. So this one would cancel your take profit. This one would cancel your stop loss. Or what you could do is you can go down here to orders in the bottom left-hand corner, and then you can hit cancel all right here. And this will cancel all of your limit orders across all of the coins that you have limit orders set for. Now, Axiom does have a limit, and I believe it's like 6 total limit orders at one time. So there could be times where you try to create a limit order and you'll get an error message at the top that says, hey, you've exceeded your limit orders. You can't execute anymore until you cancel your previous ones. You would just go down here to orders and you would hit this cancel all button, and it would cancel out all those limit orders that you have, or maybe ones that you forgot about or something along those lines. because even when you manually sell or you manually buy, your limit order can still show up here. And when it does still show up, it still counts towards your limit order totals. Let's recap. Your take profit is the limit order that you set for how much profit you're willing to take. And when it hits that line or that limit order, it'll automatically sell off all of your holdings in it if you have it set at 100%, and you take your profit. Your stop loss is where you set the limit of how much you're willing to lose. That way you don't lose under that, or more than that, I should say. Now, they're both very important, and I typically say that if you use one, you should use the other. It is not 100% set it and forget it. So you do have to kind of watch the charts, because your slippage can really affect whether or not that trade executes or not. So what's a slippage mean? Slippage is something that you get to set of how much you're willing for the coin to kind of adjust. So like your give or take a little bit. And your slippage is something that you would set in your presets. So you go down here to the bottom left, you click presets, and you'll see there's slippage amount here. The lower the slippage, the better. So you don't want it to shift too much, on your stop loss or on your buys and stuff like that. You want to try to buy in right where you're at. You do want to allow for a little bit of slippage, because having, almost no slippage does not allow for you to get filled within certain positions, especially for fast moving coins. And your sell settings, your slippage, you can adjust that accordingly. Everybody's got personal preference. You can find your own strategy. It works. I have mine set at 95 because I allow for it to slide in a small scale, in a small window, so I'm not losing too much on it. But you got to make sure that your slippage is something that can sort of coincide with the fast moving, or the movement speed of the coin. If it's moving very fast with high ups, high downs, high buys, high sells, and there's a lot of volume going on and everything like that, you want to try to tighten your slippage a little bit. That way when you click buy, it's not executing at the top when you're trying to buy down here, because this right here would all be considered slippage. You want to try to get in as close as possible. Something new that I've been using is what we call the buy on dev sell limit order. This one's for the advanced degenerates, a limit buy that triggers only when the dev sells, which is part of the strategy that we use. Now, you may be asking why. Sometimes dev sells tank the price short term, and that's kind of when you want to get in if you're trading on like new pair and you're trying to scalp that initial buy. So Axiom lets you snipe these dips without staring at the charts all day. So you can kind of set it on a coin and see if it executes. I can show you kind of how it's set up. We'll say that we go into this coin here. So you can see that the dev has bought. All right, the dev's still holding an active position here. You can also see that down here in the holders. You'll see the dev icon, and you'll see that they still have a position. Now, if you believe that this coin is going to move, you can go up here to buy, advanced, dev sell, and then you can set the amount that you're willing to buy when the dev sells. So you would hit place order right here, and what it'll do is it'll create another one of those limit orders, but you're not going to see a line. It's not going to appear here. It is going to say that it's placed. You'll see it up here at the top. It'll pop up and say it, and then you'll also see it down here in your orders in its holdings, like it'll be sitting here pending. Now, as soon as the dev sells off, it will execute the buy. So as soon as they sell, boom, you buy. So typically what happens is on coins that you think are going to move, the dev might buy in here and it'll tick up, then it'll start to drop a little bit like this, and then the dev will sell here, and then all of a sudden, right after the dev sells, there's usually a couple buys. This is your magic window to scalp on new pairs. You want to try to get an entry right here. That way, if the coin does take off, you got the lowest possible entry that you could get. Now you see that the dev sold here, and this is pretty much where you would end up buying with your limit order on the dev sell order. And if I believe that this coin was going to take off, I would have bought, I would have placed this order, and this coin would have got me 10, 15, 20%, then I can sell my initials and let the rest ride and see what happens and not take a loss. Now let's see if we can find a coin that kind of does what we're hoping that it would do. We want a coin that's going to maybe take off and stuff like that, and see if we can get a little scalp on it using the dev sell order. So this one here, the dev's already sold, so we can't use the limit order for the dev sell because the dev already sold. So just for example, we're going to do a coin. I'm probably going to lose on it, but I just kind of want to show you guys how this works. So on the right hand side, you're going to go to buy. You're going to click advance. You're going to click dev sell. And then you're going to choose the amount that you want to buy in at. I'm actually going to set this just so you can kind of see how it works. When you hit place order, it places that limit order. All right, so that order is kind of just sitting there. And you can verify that down here in the left-hand corner. You go down to orders, and you see that you have active orders, here and here. So I'm just kind of waiting for the dev to sell. There's no movement on this coin. There's no volume. There's no pro traders. So when the dev sells this coin, we're going to take an L on it because nobody's buying into it. But you're going to just kind of see how this actually works. And that's the point of this video, is to kind of show you the functionality, not to show you like profit loss, things like that. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to just kind of sit here and wait and see what happens. And there goes the dev sell. There goes our order execute. You see our buy. And like I said, you're not going to see any movement or anything going on because there's no trades. There's no pro traders, anything like that. We're the only ones in it. But you'll see, as soon as that sold, you saw that we bought. And then you would just sell your interest in it, whether it's 100% or sell your initials, whatever you want to do. But typically you'll buy as soon as that dev sells, it'll automatically execute your limit. And then if it's going up, you're going to make a profit. So I feel that limit orders in Axiom aren't just helpful, they're necessary, especially in the meme coin battlefield. You want to protect your capital, you want to protect your gains, you want to lock in your profits, you want to snipe the dips like a pro. Trade smart, trade with limits, trade with Axiom.